Hey, welcome to Project Pod. I'm Richard, and this is episode 1 with my good friend Arun Summan. Enjoy. Hey, Arun, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Rick? I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, well, good, mate. All good. You ready for this?
Yeah, ready.
First guest of Project Pod, my new podcast. Um, Wanted to get you on. You're a good friend of mine. Without spoiling what you're about, what we're going to do is something I'm calling Get Acquainted in 60 Seconds. So the host, do you know what? I need to cut that. I'm going to start this again.
Yes,
But don't worry about it because I can edit it down. See, I'm getting nervous now. Now we got into it.
no, it's
Right,
all right.
it's good. It's good. Right, let me start it again. Yeah, because I can edit this down. So,
Okay.
hey, Aaron, how you doing?
Hey, Rich. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Awesome, mate. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. I'm doing well. So, I don't want to give too much away about you, who you are. You're my first guest on Project Pod. I want to get straight into this segment, which is called Get Acquainted in 60 Seconds, and then people can get to know you just a little bit better. So, are you ready?
Awesome. Yeah, ready?
Full name,
Arun Michael Summan,
age,
30,
occupation,
fitness trainer, personal trainer,
what football team do you support?
Arsenal.
Boo. Who's your hero?
I like Frank Sinatra.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. Proudest
Yeah,
accomplishment.
I would say um, enjoying my work as a fitness trainer and
Okay.
possibly looking after my grandma as well when she was ill.
Oh, that's cute, man. That's nice. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Terry's chocolate orange.
Nice, man after my own heart. Cats or dogs?
Cats, I got two.
Favorite place in the world?
Oh, bloody hell, loads. Uh, Cambodia always sticks in my mind. I'd have to say Southeast Asia. Anyway, there, it's amazing.
Okay, okay. And one more. If you could have a superhero power, what would it be?
I would say it'd be to go into the future. That would be an
Nice.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, nice one. And I tell you what, that last answer there, it'd be nice to go into the future now with COVID-19 and seeing how we sort of come through this as a nation, I suppose, and as individuals, really. A lot of people are kind of worried about where they're going to be after this.
there is a huge worry for a lot of people. I think no one expected it to be in the first 2 weeks. First week, everyone was a bit skeptical. But as you see, just how it's been going on over the period
Yeah.
of time, it just seems to be getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I'm
So
not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Sorry, I didn't mean
yeah,
to interrupt you there, but I was gonna say that like first week and everything, I was like, yeah, it'd be all right. You know, we're young, doesn't really matter, won't affect us.
yeah,
It's probably some people are gonna have to be a bit cautious and stuff. But as it's kind of continued and it's sort of we're in this lockdown now. More and more people are dying. More and more cases being confirmed. It's kind of it's real now. Do you know what I mean? I mean, my kids haven't been out of the house in 12 days.
plus yeah,
So,
I can imagine it is, and I think a lot of people need to be very wary about going outside, protecting themselves, keeping themselves mobile, working, especially with obviously majority of the stuff that I do in the fitness industry is
mm,
keeping mobile and making sure that you're still keeping active and still walking about the place and keeping the brain ticking so you're not becoming lazy or lethargic as well.
mm.
It's very important.
Yeah, because I tell you what, I mean, let's just talk about you a little bit. So, personal trainer, as we picked up on in the get acquainted section there. I met you through the gym. I've trained with you many a times, and you're a brilliant personal trainer. Absolutely love doing the burn classes with you, which is like a high intensity workout. Um,
Yeah.
for somebody like yourself, your job, you've got to interact with people. You know, it's
yeah,
a lot of it's personal. You're a personal
yeah,
trainer, so to not have that personal contact with people,
yeah.
how has that kind of affected you and like yourself as a business?
I mean, as a business, but also personally, it's quite because the way that I might go in and talk to majority of the people, make sure they're okay in the gym.
Mm.
It has affected us as in physically we cannot talk to someone or have that distance as well. And the way to communicate with people, we've had to adapt it in a business sense to going online.
Yeah,
And it's just about looking after and preserving the clients that are have been there from the start and
hmm,
looking after them and helping them through this pandemic because the majority of the people, or I know the trainers, some of them will shut down and wouldn't know really what to do. But one thing that I've learned with having the time back is that you can work a lot more on the systems and things which you can redefine and improve, which
yeah,
is very beneficial not just to your client base but to people of your followers on your Instagram and your social media, and obviously people that know you personally, so like your family. So it's very important for us as trainers to keep on top of that, but also still giving that motivational and that positive aspect, which a lot of people do need because everyone's frequency is very low and everyone's vibration is going to be in a negative state. And it's
mm.
about flipping that switch in your head, making sure that you're feeling good about yourself, which is very important.
Yeah. I mean, you've literally just described me in a nutshell there. I've fell off the wagon massively. I think about 2 weeks before sort of the lockdown of the gyms and stuff, I'd not been going, but in my mind I
Yeah,
was like, right, I'll be back on it soon
yeah,
because I've always done that. I could take a week or two off,
yeah,
and then I'd go hard for 6 months or whatever. But
yeah,
I didn't envision this being
yeah,
the way it is, and that we'd be locked down.
yeah,
and and now I'm at a point where I'm working from home. We've got the kids. You seem to there's so much more that you're having to do as well because you've got the kids. We're all in the house. There's more
yeah,
pots to do. There's more clothes to wash. Everything
yeah,
else. So
yeah,
your life's probably busier than actually if I was in the office.
yeah,
But at the same time, I'm not getting that motivation to go right. I'll get up in
yeah,
the morning. As you well know, I'd be at the gym at
yeah.
6 in the morning.
It's
I can't. I'm not doing that.
yeah. Yeah, I totally understand that because sometimes it's very hard to change yourself. And once I started to do that, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, even,
Mm.
it's very hard to kind of implement the values and the healthy lifestyle that I lead now into other people. And once you try and help people and then they start to get a feel of it and they start feeling better, eating better, then you
Hmm.
see, like when you did the burn classes, the 6 a.m.s, you were there, bang on stretching beforehand. Then we used to get into it, and then at the end, God, thanks a lot for that. I really enjoyed that today. That's the kind of outcome that we wanted, but it takes a bit of time for you to get into that routine as well, which
Mm.
a lot of it's disrupted now. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Yeah,
about
true.
trying to keep that routine and keep everyone on top of their game. So when obviously all this blows over, they'll be flying even more so.
Yeah, and I think it's what you said there. That was so true about actually you've put like a positive spin on this negative by saying that you've been able to sort of restructure, refocus, them kind of things. So life
Yeah,
has slowed down a lot more for us. So as I was saying, yeah, there's more to
yeah,
do in the house than if I was at the office. But after
yeah,
after I'd finished work, usually, the kids are very active. My daughter's a cheerleader, my son's a footballer, and like
yeah,
literally every night after work, we'd be
yeah.
taking them to do their extracurricular activities and swimming and
Yeah,
things like that. And
cool.
because all that's gone, we've got
Yeah,
more time in the evening, and we're actually
yeah,
doing more things as a family. The kids are
yeah,
doing some baking, bits of
yeah,
cooking. There is, and you do get to sort of have
yeah,
that time that you didn't have before. So
yeah,
as bad as this whole situation is, and obviously,
yeah,
I'm not trying to put a positive light on it where people are dying, but I'm saying
yeah,
from a personal point of view, and I know other people will probably feel the
yeah.
same, is that actually life slowed down a lot because it was so fast paced before,
Yeah.
and
What
some people
what
like you
you
like that.
yeah, yeah, what you tend to see is people are subconsciously just doing the routine day in, day out without really thinking or being as self-aware as they could be as well. And I'm a stickler for it. I used to work in retail, and
Yeah.
honestly, I love working there. But the last 2 to 3 years, I just felt so drained and felt like, what am I giving here? What is this outcome? And then I started thinking subconsciously a lot more into the human brain. I'm thinking, is this what I'm worth? Can I do anything better? What will make me help other people even more so? What impact can I have? And this is
Yeah.
where the whole fitness kind of grew from here. So
Mm.
it's very important because you see that you have that time to spend with your family. That's more important as well because you've got that time to relax with people. They're not subconsciously getting killing by not killed in their mind 9 to 5, running the clocks and stuff, and then they come home and they're tired, they're drained. Because remember, it doesn't start 9 to 5. It'll probably be half 7, half
Yeah.
7, 8 o'clock. It might even be half 6. We have to travel to another city to do your work, and then you won't get back. And then 5 o'clock's there till 7. The traffic. It's a lot of little things that people don't
It is.
realize, and that time with your family and people who have been there and you depended on, and that you're in lockdown with. They're the most important people in your life. Hand on heart, I can honestly say they're the most important people. When it comes to the crunch, they are the people that are there for you through thick and thin.
Yeah,
Honestly,
definitely. I 100% agree with what you're saying. And, it's like you said, people get into a routine. And even though a lot of people mentioned the daily grind, this is something I talked about. And I was saying, before this, we all used to say like, oh, the daily grind, you just wanted to get to the weekend, or
yeah,
you were planning on, what it
yeah,
was you were doing next, a holiday or something like that,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you didn't like that routine. But
yeah,
actually now that's been taken away from people because we are
yeah,
creatures of habit. Everybody wants
yeah,
it back, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
And I think it could be healthy if people actually do use this time, and
yeah,
people can be more creative.
yeah,
They can, like you said there, with what you've been able to do. I think it's very important that we do take this time now, because in a
yeah,
way there's a blessing within a curse, that you
yeah,
could use this time to really really enhance your knowledge. You'll have
yeah.
more time to read anything really.
Honestly, I honestly totally agree with you, Rich. And the thing is, I love my job to bits, but there comes a point, a snapping point, where I'm going from gym to gym, delivering
Mm,
high intensity classes, and then all of a sudden, you may not even realize it, but you burn out, you're shattered in the
yeah,
throat. That's somehow that's stopped now. So that vibration from being high frequency, high energy, is the the whole frequency is dipped now because we've got time to spend on ourselves, which will make us better in the future. So the systems and what I'm doing now is just working on the business. How can I make my clients' life better? What can I do to improve the classes to make sure that everyone's getting the best of me, not just half of me, and that
hmm
energy, putting everything back into it and into the business so it's automated, it runs like a flow. So I'm not really
mm.
spending much time on the business. I'm spending more time face to face with yourself, with the people that I train, and they're getting the best of me day in, day out, and then we're
And,
keeping that frequency high.
awesome. And you're doing that over a Skype call, Zoom call, something like that.
Zoom, I've used Zoom to do some classes, and
Hmm.
I've done the sessions on there. WhatsApp calls just as effective. Facebook, you could do. There's tons of them that you can use. Which, if you have a good client base, you look after your people. You know, they in turn will look after you, and they'll still want to be trained because they're dependent on you as well. Because you're. I used to think like I'm probably a 10% a part of it, but you realize what you do and how you are with people, it's a much bigger percentage, and
Yeah.
people need to be in communities, and that's where things start to grow, and then we start to help each other, especially in this lockdown. I've never seen so many messages from the guys that I know about
Mm,
how you doing. If you need anything from the shop, can you please, grab this for me? And these are people that we
mm.
met, Rich, in the burn classes in the morning, and we have such a good connection with everybody that it feels like a second family, if anything, and that's a nice way to be.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I believe that people do pull together when it's really needed. We kind of look at the world like it's a really bad place, and there's a handful of bad people. There's a little bit of evil out there, but there's a lot more good
Yeah,
people, and there's
yeah,
people willing to come together in a community at times like this, and
Yes,
and
totally,
really drive to help each other as much as possible.
100%.
We did. I've done the last couple of weeks. I've been out the front and done the clap for the NHS at
Yeah,
8 o'clock, and
yeah,
it's
definitely,
and
yeah,
now it's kind of moving to see the people that are out there.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
because these people are on the front line. I've got a friend who works at the NHS, and he says how proud he is to work for him, and they're out there. They're putting themselves in
yeah,
danger really,
yeah, they
and
are.
these people, majority of them, don't get paid a great wage.
Yeah,
But the community spirit keeps them going, and you
yeah,
know, my
yeah,
hat's off to them, and anything we can do, and anything I would always say, obviously you got older family out there, we're not supposed to be visiting or anything like that, but I just make that phone call, make sure they're all right, or
yeah,
see if they need anything. Do you need,
yeah,
every time I go shopping, every time I go out of the house to buy, because I'm the designated shopper because
yeah,
I'm the only one that's leaving the house right now,
yeah.
and
Bless you.
I'll always send a message around. We've got a family group. Send a message. Does anybody need anything?
Yeah,
I'll speak to my parents. I think
so
everybody,
important.
look after each other.
Yeah,
The world could end up being a much better of a place after all this, and
yeah,
it'd be ironic. But I'd hope to see a light at the end of this tunnel.
yeah. There always is. I think a lot of people need to have faith and obviously hope as well. And you can already see it. I mean, with the neighbors and how everyone is, there's kind of like everyone's saying hello. They're not really being shy.
Mm,
Doors are being open for people. It's nice. It shows that the human race is coming together in the right way. It's like a reset button, if you want to call it that. So yeah,
100%.
it's a
Yeah, I
great
mean, I've
thing.
said this before, but I posted something on Instagram, and I was like, if I was a religious person, I might say it was God's plan or something like that. And
Yeah,
I'm not a religious person, so I wouldn't go as far to say anything like that,
yeah,
or even call it Mother Nature, Mother Nature's way. But I would
yeah,
definitely say that it feels like there's been a shift. There's definitely something that's changing, and
yeah,
it is almost like a reset button is being pressed, and I suppose it's the red blue pill
yeah,
matrix thing. It's
yeah,
it's up to you which one you want to take. And
yeah,
you could probably turn this into a big positive, if you work it out, if you figure out how to, and it
mm,
sounds like you're doing that.
yeah,
You sound really chirpy for a guy who needs clients and usually has to have personal interaction with people.
yeah.
Um, it sounds like you've got it right. You've nailed it down. So, have
I
you got any
feel,
messages for people to,
yeah,
on staying positive and staying motivated? And I'm
yeah,
saying this, I'm talking about myself as well because I need to
yeah.
get, training again.
I 100% would, yeah, I really appreciate that, Rich, and 100% would say just maintain the plan, the long term plan. Don't think about the short term. Think about things that to keep you motivated. Think about things that would actually that you wanted to work on that you never had time for. That you could
Mm,
really, learn a new language or something, or work on a course, or think about how can I do this better. Think about the improvement of yourself, and that will make you very motivated to do something. Two, when you do achieve it, how good you're gonna feel, and then you'll be on to the next thing. So it'll be like a domino effect, and that's kind of like how you're gonna get that positive aspect every time. Even when I did the
mm,
classes in the morning for the burn, I thought, how can I do this differently but still give you a really hard workout? And I used to do them three, four
yeah.
times. Me and Bianca, we used to do it all the time in the morning. How can we do something better to give to the guys that they may need that was gonna put them under the right stress and make them feel good afterwards? It's similar things to that. Never giving up hope. Your family's a good base to be around as well, looking after them. I've got a good mate, Gary. He's doing some like mental health stuff as well on Instagram, Gaza Mental Health. So that should be that'd be good as well if you actually are really struggling. It's all about looking at the positive aspect of it because everyone seems
Mm,
to think like now the economy's bust and the corporations are down and everything's at ground level. But sometimes, the human spirit needs that kind of freedom as well. And I think people
mm,
should look at the freedom in it, not in the lockdown, but in the freedom to work on stuff that they never thought about. And if
Definitely.
that doesn't motivate you to do something, I'm not too sure what would then, you know?
Yeah. All right. So a bit of a kick up the backside, and really just think
Yeah,
about actually what you can achieve in this time. So I think one of the biggest things I've achieved, and I say achieved, it should be something that comes naturally. But I suppose with the stresses of work and what I was saying about the
yeah,
kids being all the different
yeah,
activities they're doing, things like that. The one thing I've really taken from this is the family time we've had.
yeah,
And as much as we've all been enclosed in quite a small space, because what we've had to do is we've had to put lessons together for the kids.
yeah,
So they're still doing schoolwork. We're getting schoolwork from my daughter's senior school.
yeah,
There's bits of work that coming from my son. He's in junior school,
yeah,
and we're all pretty much sat around
yeah,
a dining table
yeah,
with our laptops out, with
yeah,
our workbooks out,
yeah,
and actually I had a thought in that scenario that you're all so close together, you're locked up in a house together, 24 hours a day near enough, and
yeah,
you're going to get under each other's feet. And I
yeah.
thought the arguments would be rife, and there'd be a lot of
No,
Actually, it's
no,
it's been good.
no. It
It's been
that
very calm.
for everyone. I know. Obviously, everyone's house is different, but when it's your home, that's there's
Mm,
no place like home, man. It should
yeah,
be filled with love, filled with happiness, filled with memories, filled with sibling arguments. Me and my brother and sister still have arguments, but it's okay because that's life. You know what I mean? But it's funny as well at the same time. That's part of it, man. That's part and parcel. That's how it should be.
yeah,
That saying you saying that to me, that's inspires me as well to like how it should be as well. How everyone should come together. When my granddad came in here in '54, he had it used to be ten rooms in one big house, and there used to
mm,
be different families that used to live in there. They'd lived there,
mm,
they made their keep, and then they moved on. And that's how it was. And my
yeah,
grandma used to make all the chapatis, the roti, and everyone used to eat, and that's what's really kind of like missing with some of the lifestyles now is the community feel of it, and that needs
yeah.
to come back, and I feel that's coming back now
Mm.
as well.
I think that is down to the how busy people have been, and not
Yeah,
having that. I mean, what you said there just rang true with like my parents.
yeah,
My dad's Hungarian. He came over in 54, I think it was 57, somewhere around there.
yeah,
But he had to live in hostels and things like that, make his way.
yeah.
He didn't get anything handed to him on a plate. It was a lot of hardship.
Hard graft,
If
yeah,
Yeah,
in
but
the
he
factory,
eventually met my mum.
yeah,
Settled down, have a family, and their home was like open house. Like speak to any of my aunties and uncles and stuff, and they'll, all of them, I'm sure, at some point during their lives, lived
yeah,
with my parents. People, all of them would come around on a weekend and eat there. Like my dad, even now to this day, 67 years old, you go around, the first thing he wants to do is feed you.
yeah,
No matter who you are. If I took you around to my parents' house, he'd want to put some food in front of you.
yeah,
You know, and he's still got that way about him. But like, newer generations, younger generations, we're not sort of that way inclined. And I think more because of the fact that unless it's a really close group of people,
yeah,
you're very close friends, you invite them around for food and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I think it's just the way that we live our lives now. We're more
yeah,
unsociable. You see it. I've worked in London a lot on the
yeah,
tube. People don't talk to each other.
yeah,
It's so bizarre. You've got
yeah,
1,000 people
yeah,
crammed into a sardine can,
yeah.
and nobody even can say good morning to the next person.
I
Do you know what I mean? It's quite bizarre.
Yeah, when I was abroad, when I worked in Cambodia, I tell you what, I met some fantastic people there, and I only had time to sit down. And Christine from Australia, she was amazing. Lorenzo was a great trainer as well. He was amazing. Jason was amazing, and he's living in London now, and he sees the cultural
Mm,
difference as because you kind of do your hours work down there, then you just relax. And the difference that you got is
mm,
that, oh, do you want to go for dinner on a Friday night? And there would be like 10, 12 of us, you know, different nationalities. You had Cambodian, you had French, you had German, you had obviously
yeah,
UK, Italian, and all sit around one table, not really know about each other. Obviously, we're in a different country, but the feel of it and how we kind of like the community and how it was beautiful. You could
yeah.
never write stuff like that. It was awesome.
No, I've experienced that when I've stayed in a hostel. I worked in Spain for a year.
Yeah,
For the first week out there was almost like a trial. to see if I was up to,
Yeah.
up to fit to do the job. Really, it was a bit of a test from the gaffer. So he put me in. I think it was 5 nights. Put me in a hostel, and while I was there, I was kind of like, oh, you know, what I'm going to do with myself,
Yeah.
spare time and things. And actually, I'd seen Hostel the film as well, not long before this, and I was thinking, I don't want to be getting toes chopped off and this kind of stuff, but I met a group of German guys on. So there was like a rooftop terrace, and I
Awesome.
thought,
Yeah.
I'm going to go up there. So I went and got a couple of beers or whatever, and I went up there, and this group of German lads. Now, you know how it is with German and English and all that. You're already kind of standoffish because it's just in your brain. Yeah,
Yeah.
they all invited me in, and they were really nice lads.
Yeah.
Started talking. They gave me a couple of their beers.
Yeah.
Some other guys came up, and before we knew it, it was Spanish, German, English. A whole mixture of people.
Yeah.
Never met in our lives, having a great time.
Yeah.
And as I say, we live in the city in Derby or wherever you've got like London, like I was talking about. People all spend so much time around other people,
Yeah.
yet they don't speak to each other. So bizarre.
Yeah. So bizarre. So bizarre.
So if anything from this, let's hope that we can become a better race again, and just start appreciating everything a little bit more.
Yeah, it will come again.
Definitely.
It's karmatic as well. I do believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously this has been put on hold now, but I know you've got a new gym on the horizon that is kind of in construction phase.
Yeah.
What's the plans there?
The plans to help PTs not pay too much rent, to deliver the classes the way that I kind of want to do it as well, and just make sure to build a community and improve everything around that area. So it's gonna be awesome. I'm, working hard at it at the moment. Obviously the COVID's not helped, but that's not stopped me about what I can do. Not physically but mentally with all the systems that I want to put in place. So it's awesome. Looking at boxing classes there, hit classes in the morning, MMA,
Excellent.
spin classes. Want to get the whole kind of hub going there, and I want to get like the best guys in there, and I want everyone to have fun. I want it to be a good vibe and just everyone helping each other and pushing each other in the right way.
Awesome. So you're looking at sort of a more class-based kind of gym rather than a weights gym.
Class-based gym with some high quality PTs in there as well. Some really good. I wouldn't even call them PTs. I think some of the best coaches in Derby I know that will be in there. And and they really, and by best I don't mean like they their Instagram posts and stuff like that, but I mean the caring what they do with their stuff, how they treat their clients, and like the communities they build, and that's a massive thing, because you could be very talented, but without the hard work, you would get run over, So it's about having the best of both worlds and utilizing your productivity and your skills effectively as well.
Excellent. Sounds good, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it all done.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming down. Come,
yeah, definitely, 100%.
Pin you down there.
Right then. Right. So first podcast. All right, first guest. So this is easy for you. You're going to be top of this leaderboard because what we're doing is I'm going to do a bit of a quiz with you if that's all right.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some general knowledge questions, a mixture of questions. It's going to be maybe a bit of sport in there and whatnot, pop culture. So we're going to set a 60-second timer, and you just got to get as many correct answers as possible. And at the end of this series of podcasts, we'll see where you stand. But after today, you're going to be top anyway.
Okay.
So awesome. You let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
And I'll try and be as precise as I can with these questions.
Okay, and I'm ready.
Okay. Which British athlete won gold in both the 5,000 and 10,000 meters 2016 Olympic Games?
Mo Farah.
Well done. Blathers, Charlotte, and Fagin are characters from which Charles Dickens tale?
I don't know. Sorry, mate.
Pass. Which politician served as a mayor of London between 2008 and 2016?
Mayor of London. Oh, I don't know.
Pass if you want. Get to the next one.
Yeah.
Let's pass. Blue Moon, Hopelessly Devoted to You, and Summer Nights are songs from which film musical?
I'm not really good with these questions,
It's all right. It's all right. Let's keep going. Which English football team won the Premier League in 1996 and 1997?
That's got to be Arsenal.
Oh, no, you're wrong. How Deep Is Your Love was a UK #1 single for which group in March 1996? I'll let you finish that.
Bro. What was that?
How Deep Is Your Love was a UK #1 single for which group in March 19... Go on. Yeah, you got it then. All right, you got a big score there of 2, my friend.
Well,
Luckily, you're the first one. Like, it's what it is though. It's like what questions come out. You know what I mean? There's you got it straight in there with Mo Farah. Got off to a good start, and then you get hit with the answers to Blathers, Charlotte, and Fagin are characters from which Charles Dickens' tale was Oliver Twist. The politician served as the mayor of London between 2008 and 2016 is Boris Johnson.
I hope he gets well as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was literally just thinking that because before I started this podcast, I read that he's been taken into intensive care. So, come on, Bojo, man, you're strong. You can get through.
Come on.
Blue Moon, Hopelessly Devoted to You, and Summer Nights are songs from which film musical? That was Grease. And which English football team won the Premier League in 1996 and 1997?
I know.
It's not that hard. I mean, back then, there's just one team that just stormed it.
United.
Apart from when... Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was...
So, unlucky, man. It's pressure.
I was thinking about Arsenal. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, they did win. I think Arsenal did win it a couple of years on the bounce, but I can't remember that if that was a bit later on, maybe 98, 99 season. I'm not sure. But good effort, man. It's nerve-wracking. I'll put you on the spot. I'll give you 60 seconds to answer some questions, and it is what it is.
Thanks.
So, right, listen, final part. I want to let everybody sort of, get to know you outside of this podcast. So, where can we find you? Where can we find your workouts? How do we get in contact with you? Give us your social medias and all that kind of stuff. We'll get that out there to everybody.
We appreciate that, Rich. So you can find us at A.S space movement on Instagram, and I've got my website up as well. So it's www.a.smovement.co.uk. as-movement.co.uk. So find us on there.
Excellent. What I'll do as well in the bio for this podcast, I'll put all that in there.
Appreciate that.
So when people have listened, they can go back to it and they can find, follow you on Instagram, Facebook, check out the website. I know you've got your home workout plans on there and everything as well. So
that's awesome. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
No problem at all. It's great to have you on, man. I really appreciate you, giving me your time of day to come on and do this with me.
No, honestly, I really enjoyed it. It's nice to know your thought process and what you're thinking about as well. So you're getting that perspective as well, which is really, really important. So I really appreciate you, Richard. Awesome.
No problem. I appreciate you because, I'm going to have to get away from here now and get some focus back and, work on myself and get back into these workouts. And I have got your home workout plan. I'll be definitely incorporating some of that myself.
Brilliant.
But yeah, Kira, my wife, has already said that tomorrow's the start of it. So, now I've said it on the podcast, I've got to stick to it, right?
Yeah, you bet.
I'll send you some videos.
Awesome.
All right. Appreciate you, Arun. Thank you very much, man.
Right.
Take care.
This podcast is sponsored by Beast and Bulk Nutrition. Train better, live better, be better. If you're looking to increase muscle mass, promote muscular endurance and increase strength, then Beast and Bulk Nutrition have the key ingredients to supplement your health and fitness program. With Create Bulk, made with the highest quality, purest creatine monohydrate, its potent 4,000 milligram servings will provide that extra pump and increase those muscle gains. Testo Beast. This testosterone booster is made up with 9 top natural and powerful ingredients including ashwagandha, vitamin D, luteolin and zinc, which effectively help boost your testosterone levels, strengthen endurance. And then there's the Chaotic Beast. Chaotic Beast is a scientifically formulated pre-workout supplement providing the perfect balance of caffeine, creatine and branched chain amino acids to kickstart your training sessions, giving you the focused on prolonged muscle endurance throughout. Its sour apple flavour makes it a more pleasurable experience compared to its market rivals. Visit the website beastandbulk.com or find them on Amazon using the promo code POD10 at the checkout for a 10% discount courtesy of Project Pod. That's POD10 at the checkout for a 10% discount. Beast and Bulk. Don't compete, dominate.